Yo, what's poppin'? This Tommathan. We have my Owl Pick'em playoff bracket. This is who I think is going to win the Overwatch League Season 5 in its entirety, starting with the Philadelphia Fusion against the London Spitfire. I'm thinking Philly. Here's why I'm thinking Philly. I don't trust London. I don't trust Hottie on the Winston. Yes, it's improved a lot. I don't think it's better than Belisarius. I think London team play might be better, but the raw ability for Philly DPS to pop off is there always. You have Emmett or you have Zest. Yes, Zest maybe isn't 100%, but I bet you he'll be damn good still. That's what my prediction is there. And while London probably has a better backline, I don't think it's super monstrous. I think it is noticeable though. I'm choosing to believe that Philly's going to pop off. I'm choosing to believe that their DPS will show up when it matters right now, and then maybe they'll deteriorate later in the bracket. But for right now, I'm choosing to believe they pop off, and I'll give London a map, but I'm picking Philly for sure. Then Spark Dragons, I want to pick the Spark, and I think if the Dragons weren't so clutch in map 5, I would, but I see this going to a map 5, and then by default, I don't think the Spark should lose, or should win. I don't think the Dragons will lose in a map 5, because they're so clutch. I think this is a really good meta for the Spark. You know, Gushue, Shy, Pineapple, all on heroes that they're very good at. Maybe they're favorite at. I don't know. And then the backline, you would think that Super Rich should be good enough on the Lucio. Hopefully, we never see Neko again. I don't think we will see him, but you never know. Adin Teru should be able to pick up Kiriko pretty well. Not like I don't think it's Yaki will, but I feel like this should be a good meta for Spark, but Dragons are just too clutch. If it's a 3-1, maybe, but I just don't think it will be. I like 3-2 for the Dragons. Then we have the Florida Mayhem against the Atlanta Rain. Am I high on Atlanta? No. I don't like that you're going to have to play Hawk Winston or a Diva or something. Now, I could be reading too much into the meta and not thinking about like the general power level, but I feel like Atlanta should not be here. I like what Florida's doing. I think they're coming in with a lot of momentum. Yes, they're kind of slow to start up against the meta, but this is a pretty good matchup to start with, I think. If you want to lean into it, you know, a little ease into it rather. So I'm going with a 3, probably a 3-0. I don't really believe in Atlanta at all right now. If Speedily comes in, if Speedily shows up, he pops off, breaks into the kind of player I think he can be, then maybe. But I think that's going to happen next season and not in this playoff run. And then we have Toronto, Houston, kind of similar to Atlanta. I don't think Houston will like that they have to play Doge or Dante Winston or just play a Diva or something. And even then, Dante Diva isn't like super good. It's not. I wouldn't like to force it. And Doomfist isn't really an option anymore. I don't think. So Houston are kind of boned. Toronto should have a better backline. Their DPS line is probably worse, but Kisu should be able to hold his own. And while Finale and Aldo should get hard diff by Pelican, I think that as a whole, Toronto should have the team play, even if they do start slow in some metas. I'm just going to go with a 3-0 for Defiant. Now, I have to pick the teams. Who is Dallas going to choose? Philly, Shanghai, Florida, or Toronto? Toronto seems like the easy pick. They should know they can beat them. Everything should be chill. Toronto should be good. Florida's a little scary to me. And then Shock gets a pick. Now, is Shock choosing Philly, Shanghai, or Mayhem? I would think they're a little bit scared of Shanghai. I'd be a little bit scared of Florida. I would go with the Philadelphia Fusion. You should be able to out-muscle them, or at least not out-muscle them, but the backline should be better. You should be able to go even with them. I think Shock would pick Philly. And then Glad's between Shanghai and Florida. It's kind of close, but I think Shanghai's a damn scary team. Even if you don't rate Fleta, Shanghai should be pretty damn scary. Because they're the defending champs. You don't want to, like, as a whole, just they're so clutch. I don't know. I would be very scared to play Shanghai. Which is why we're unfortunately going to see Soul Dragons again. But starting off, Dallas, Toronto. I am thinking a Dallas win by a lot. I don't even think I want to give Defiant a map. I think they'll do good on the first map. I don't think they'll win. Then we have Seoul, Shanghai. Now, here's the thing. Everyone always spreads a Giga Banger every time between these two teams, but we rarely get that. We've had like one Giga Banger between them each season. Each stage. Like this season, there's been like one Giga Banger between Seoul, Shanghai. So, will we get it now or nah? And if we don't get it, who wins? Okay, who do I think's going to win first? Probably Seoul. I think this is such a good meta for them. They don't have the same weakness that Shanghai might have with Flutta. That's just not a thing. And we should get playoff profit in full form, and they're going to make damn sure they don't fuck up like they did in the midseason madness. So, Shanghai, are they getting one or nothing? I kind of want to give them nothing. I think Seoul are coming to play. Now, Shock Philly. Shock is one of the other teams similar to Atlanta Houston, where you're playing Mikey or you're playing Kaluja and Winston. I don't think that's awful. I think that's okay against Philly. But here's the thing. Striker against Zest probably goes to Zest. Actually, 100% goes to Zest. MN3 against Proper. It should be Proper, but MN3 has those highs. You can think MN3 could diff that. And the backline should go to Shock. But if Philly are on, they're on. And if I see Mikey, which I'm unfortunately predicting some Mikey gameplay. Tragically. I actually want to go Philly on this. This feels fraudulent. I don't like being this high on Philly, but I'm going with Philly. I'll give him a 3-1. I think Shock are getting a map on Philly. That's where I'm at right now. And then Glad's Florida. I like Glad's here. Should be a perfect match. Florida's going to be damn scary, though. But they're going to lose. They got to lose before they can win. You know what I mean? It's Florida. That's just the Florida way. Lose to win. I'll give them a 3-0. I think Florida might make this, might look really bad. I think they might not look great here, and they might look, well, if they don't look great here, then maybe Shock would pick them. But regardless, I'll leave it like this. So I'll do a 3-0 here. Maybe, no, 3-0. Okay, so going down to the lower bracket, who's going home first? London, Florida. I'm going Florida. Similar reasons to before. I just don't trust London. Shock, Spark. This is extremely close. Actually, I'm going Spark. I'm actually going Spark. I'm sending Shock home first. Fuck it. Why not? Should be a perfect meta for them. There should be a terror in this lower bracket. Shock, hopefully. I pray that we don't see Mikey. I pray it. I am praying on his downfall so hard. But I'm also praying on the Shock's downfall. So, run it. Now will it be a 3? I'll give him a 3-2. Then make it close. They'll fight back. They're playoff Shock. But playoff Shock hasn't won anything, so it's about time they go home, I think. Now we have Dragons Atlanta. I'm going with Dragons. Straight up, I'm going Dragons. Now it's lower bracket Atlanta. I think they'll make it close. I think they'll show up and be like, oh, let's go team. We're in the lower bracket now. We get a buff or whatever. Don't care. Shanghai wins. And Houston Toronto, it's a run back from this matchup. I'm just running it back again. I don't think too hard about it. I think running it back normally benefits the losing team. I don't really think so. It sometimes does, but sometimes the winning team can just work out their kinks. Depends on how hard they win. I think if you win this hard, you work out the little kinks that you had. You fix it up. So now we have Dallas Seoul. This should be good. So Hive Mind against Playoff Profit, Smurf, Fitz. Dallas Dynasty should win DPS. Tanks are pretty even, and supports are pretty even, but I give them Dallas slightly. For some reason, I don't trust Iris right now to pick up this Kiriko hero, and I'm not sure why that is. He hasn't really shown anything that says that he shouldn't be able to pick up Kiriko. I'm going to go with Seoul first. I think Dallas need to work out. I think they'll go to the lower bracket and maybe fix some things up, perhaps. Something going on down there, maybe. It's kind of my vibe. And if Seoul really don't want to go down there, so I don't think they will. This should be a really close match, though. And then Philly Glads, it should just be Glads all day. Philly's going to start deteriorating at this point as they go into the bracket. They just don't seem to have sustainability in the long term. I'll give him 2. I'll give him 2. No, I'll give him 1. I'll give him 1. So that gives us the Seoul Dynasty LA Gladiators winners final. That's what that is. Pretty good. Now we have the pink on pink to play Dallas. Pink on pink to play Dallas. I'm going with Spark. I think that Florida are really good. I think this is going to be a really good matchup either way. It's going to be a 3-2 regardless. But this might be Spark bias. Who knows? I think Pineapple definitely is better than Checkmate. I think that's a big part of this matchup for me. And the backlines are pretty whatever on both sides. And maybe Florida needs to reverse sweep London to be good. I don't know. Who knows? And then Shanghai Defiant, no further questions at this time. It's a miracle I give Defiant 2 wins in the first place. So now Dallas Spark. I am leaning towards Dallas because of course I am. I'd be crazy if I put Spark above them, right? Like I would be like Coco, like you need help, like find a therapist if I put Spark above Fuel, right? Right? The Fuel should be the best. Or should be better than the Spark. They've won 3 matches in the back half, including their play-in match. It would. This is illegal, right? This is illegal. I think I think it would be too predictable for the best teams to end up at the end. Simply put, everything is coalescing for a team that shouldn't be in the top 4, the top 3 to be there, is what I think. So you know what? I'm going to go with the Spark. The playoff patch just changed. You have Changoon, who's made random ass playoff runs before. You have what looks to be a meta that should be perfect for the Spark. It should be good for the Fuel as well, but I'm doing it. Okay. So, Fusion Dragons. This is tough. I want to go with the Dragons. I think this is the point where the Philly Fusions start to deteriorate. And if it's not here, then it's here. But then again, I've seen that one before. I don't want to see another Fusion Spark matchup. I'm going to go with the Dragons. Probably 3-2. I'm just giving the Dragons every map 5, by the way. That's just how I'm doing it. Because I think, you know what? That'll be more right. It'll be right more often than it's wrong, is what I'm trying to say. So then we have Spark Dragons for the lower finals. Well, let's see. Let's do the top one first. Soul Glads. What is going on with the Dynasty against the Gladiators? Now, I'm thinking, is Kevster better than Playoff Profit? And I'm actually thinking yes. Even with top performance Profit, I'm thinking Kevster is better. And I'm thinking Happy is probably better than Fitz or Stalker, whoever's there. And then I think about Shu, and I think Shu is better than Iris. So I'm thinking of a Gladiators win right now, probably close. But, like, I feel like the Gladiators pieces were back in a meta where they're super strong. They should be. I wasn't completely sold on them last stage. I don't know why. Maybe that's just like let go of the past. They're good now again or something. But I think this is going to be good. And then we go down here. So who goes against the Dynasty? Do we get another Shanghai banger or do we get a Spark banger? I'm going with the Spark banger. I think it makes perfect sense for Changoon to finish top 3 against his old team. Yo. Am I that dumb? I'm already dumb to put Spark in top 4. Am I that dumb to put them top 3, top 2? Maybe. I think I'm that dumb. Shanghai Rain comes to an end against the Spark, and Spark finished top 3. Now that's not what a lot of people want to hear. That is not what a lot of people want to hear. Well, you know what? There it is. So 3-2. I said I was going to pred Shanghai every single map 5. I guess I'm lying. I'm just lying. Now, I have to consider how far gone am I? My only reason for not picking Seoul to make the finals would be what? What actual reason is there to not put Seoul up top? Smurf is the go. Profit's the go. Fitz is consistently one of the best. But the storyline of the Spark being awful, this would upset the most people, I think. I think Spark in the finals upsets the largest amount of people by like a fair margin. They should not be good. I almost hope I'm wrong. But like, consider it. It all forms perfectly. Teru ends up being one of the best Kirikos in the world. Super Rich is there. Maybe not as good as Vindane. Maybe not as good as Chio. Funny Astro, but he's doing it. He's solid. He's rock solid. He's doing the most. Shy turns it on to 100. He's always been there. You have Gooshway full time. Now, okay, so I've done something wrong. This feels wrong. But you know what? Who cares? So, Gladiator Spark, Grand Finals. Friday, November 4th. 10 p.m. Eastern. Gladiator Spark. Now, I need to be stopped. Someone needs to restrain me. I think that this could be a banger, but the more I consider it, the more I'm starting to consider that I want to ruin everything and Fred the Spark to win after being the worst team in the back half of the season. And I'm not sure why. Here's what I think happens with the Spark. They fumble their Junkertown for whatever reason. And they overreact to how bad they did, and they make too many changes in the Countdown Cup. They rebalance those changes, and they're back to mid-season madness form. And this was a team that looked unstoppable until they met the Gladiators. I'm going to run this. I need to be stopped right now. I'm going to hit save prediction on a Spark victory. Now, is this... Okay. Realistically, who do I think is going to win? I'm getting a little ahead of myself here. It should be a Dynasty Glad. I think Glads should win, but I'm going to predict the Spark to win. I think even if this was the Dynasty, I like the Gladiators a lot. Now, the question is if Shu is going to be the best flex support undisputably on Kiriko is yet to be seen. There's a good chance, but it's not positive. You can't be positive with that. It's a brand new character. We haven't really seen any supports come in a long time, so we don't know how good Shu is at picking up these new characters. Not really. So it's not unreasonable to assume he won't be above and beyond everyone else. So I'm going to do this. That's what I'm going to do. Let me know down below who's winning the finals, why it isn't the Spark. Please tell me why it isn't the Spark. It should not be the Spark. But that would make a lot of people angry. Can you imagine the uproar? Why is there a new patch? The Spark were so bad until you changed the patch for no reason. Things like that. I think that's really funny. Big fan of that. So, I'm going to let the Spark win. This is Mickey Mouse as hell. But you know what? I'm hitting safe predictions right here. Boom, boom, boom. Submitted. That's it. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know your bracket. Let me know at least your grand finals down below and who you think is going to win. Thank you so much for watching. Have yourself a good one, and deuces.